So hello and welcome to this week's angling blog. This week you join me on the banks of the secret lake and we're out in search of carp. So it's Christmas Day and I hope I find all your families safe and well. And again, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who supported the channel this year. It really does mean a lot when I read all the nice comments that you leave on the channel, and thank you very much. To every one of you, I wish you all a very happy Christmas and a better 2021. So this morning you join me on the banks of the pond. It's about an hour before I'm due to start work and I've nipped out to record the intro. Now, one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give people if you are going out in winter is you've got to make the most of your time. Now, I can't fish today because I've got work, but what I can do is come down this venue and see if it's alive. So by that, what I mean is the movement on the water. Now you can see behind me there's a lot of ducks moving, but around them you can see the fish are still moving, they're still topping and moving around the pool. When we get this drop of temperature in December and January, like pools like this can switch off completely, and that can be year to year. Some years they will fish really well through winter and other years they will switch off. This year it seems like there's one or two fish topping, so I'm looking forward over the festive period to getting out on here and giving it a go. So that's this week's intro done. I hope you all have a very happy Christmas, a safe new year, and I'll see you all next week. Tight lines. Welcome to this week's angling blog. This week you join me on the banks of the lake. We're in search of carp. It's getting into the last week of December now, just before Christmas, and hopefully we can get a Christmas carp on the bank. So I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a safe and happy 2021. So 2020 has been a year that we'll all want to forget, isn't it? It's been tough in so many ways, and we'll all be glad to see the back of it. As you can see, the lake behind me is well up. There's probably a good 4 foot of water from the very first time we fished this lake. It's well up the bank and plenty of cold water has gone in. So temperature wise, today is around about 11 degrees and it has been unseasonably warm the last couple of days. When you get that in December, you most certainly get rain, and the lake behind me has certainly got some water in it and it's coloured. It's normally a gin clear lake, but it has got that tinge of mud about it off the fields. So I don't think it's going to be easy today. I'm setting my stall out to catch one carp, and if I get one carp, I'll be a happy angler. So what we'll do now is we'll have a look at the bait that we're going to use and how we're going to go about trying to catch one of these December carp. So baiting tactics for today: low feed content, got some liquidized bread, some of the Hinders Poly Crunch. It's got that aniseed flavour, got Treasure Particle hemp, and we won't be putting all that in most definitely, and that's just to add some visual on the spots. So I'm just going to mix it up nice and sloppy so it clouds the water, you know, gets that visual on the bottom, that white patch on the bottom with a tiny bit of bait, just enough to attract some fish in and maybe nick a bite to begin with. It's weird being on this venue where in summer, you know, you can pile the bait in, but you've got to go with what it looks like in conditions. It's very quiet. There's a lot of cold water gone in. We are in December and we're out today just hoping for the Christmas carp. So starting off the mix, just put some hemp in, and you can see a few grains of that maize. Not too many, just enough that you're going to get some in the mix. What we're going to do now is slowly add the bread, add the water, so we get a nice sloppy mix. So the key is not to mix it all at once. Get your dry ingredients in there. As you can see, that's what you're starting off with. And what we'll slowly do is add water to it. You know, if you wanted to use that mix in the spawn, you can do. You see it'll just flutter down in the water and cloud up. But what we want today is a much wetter mix. so it's going to really cloud and milky up that water. So don't put all your bait in at the start. You've still got some hemp and bread left, so we can tweak the mix as we add the water. If you add too much, you can add a bit more bread and just bulk it out and just make the mix as you go along. That's the mix together. As you can see, you've got just a tiny bit of maize in there, hemp, which is low feed content, and the bread. I'm going to leave that now, probably 10 minutes just to soak in, and just see if we need to add any more water. We've got a bit of bread left just in case we want to stodge it back up, but that is not too far from what I'm looking for. You know, when that goes in the water, as you can see on screen now, it's just going to cloud up and fall through the water. So it's been quite a quiet start to the vlog, not much happening, the rods are quiet, there's not much point putting more bait over the top, not getting any liners, and actually the lake is quite quiet, there's nothing topping, not much moving, and I think, you know, if we get one today, we'll be doing well. So I'm going to sit back, have me porridge, and no doubt we'll get a run while we're eating it. That's how it normally goes, isn't it? And as always on this lake, it's the day of all seasons. You get the sun, the rain, the wind. It's just one of them venues that every time you come, you get every season. Whether that's summer, winter or autumn. But it is a beautiful place to wet a line. We had clear skies this morning, and this afternoon just gone grey and dull a bit. Just sitting tight over that bed of bait. We eventually got into a carp, and there's still a reminiscence of the weed bed out there. Unlike summer, where you might get another chance, you just pray, now you get it in. The first thing we're going to do, the carp is resting in the net, is just get the rod back out on the spot. So at the start of this vlog we said we'd settle for one carp, and with it coming up to Christmas there's only one word to describe that, and that's a cracker. It's beautiful on that side as it is on this, as you can see on screen now. What a lovely prize that is. At this time of year it's about picking up one, but when the one looks like that, you've got to be happy. Won't keep it out too long, it is ice cold, and we'll get it straight back. I'll quickly go over the setup. It's my 12-foot Shimano Velocities. Got these for France, and the good news is that we are going back to France at the beginning of April, I think it is. So we've got that to look forward to in 2021. Got them down to the Corum Zelos reels mini pits, and on there I've got 15-pound line, just the same setup from summer. Nice strong line, but sinks well. So down to the business end, I've got a tungsten loaded leader, then it's a simple lead clip with Dinsmore 2-ounce lead, down to some tungsten loaded braid with the final bit just stripped back, which just balances that pop up, which is a Hinders Blackjack pop up. And before we hold it up for the camera, just unhooked it. Gotta say, another stunning cracker of a carp. Got the lovely scale pattern and just the hues of the winter darkness about it. Fin perfect. It round, and the other side is equally as nice, probably even better that side. Absolutely stunning carp. So what a lovely way to end 2020. It's been a horrible year, hasn't it? But these two carp have brightened up my day and brightened up the end of this year. Hopefully 2021 is a lot better for us all. More freedom, more time seeing the family, and most of all, more time bankside with our mates. So the session does come to an end there now. There's just the rods in behind me. We've got about 10 minutes of the session left. Now, it has been an enjoyable day on the bank. You know, we came for one carp and managed two, and a nice end to 2020 with those stunning carp. As you can see behind me, there's a lot of rain in the area, and that has sent a lot of the rivers unfishable. So hopefully we'll get a bit of calmer weather over the Christmas period, where I might be able to get out on the bank and get back out on the rivers. They have been bank high for some time now. All that's left to say is to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a happy 2021. I hope you stay safe and well, tight lines, and I'll catch us all next week.